We have finally made it. It's not quite Saturday just yet. You never wish a Friday away. But we are that much closer to a Browns playoff game. I saw the reports this morning from Hayden Grove. He's at Hopkins. He said it was packed. Browns fans getting on the flight. Might have saw some here at Burke getting on a private jet down to Houston. Get ready to go for a playoff game between the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. It's the extra season. It's the extra games that we strive for, that we want. Plans are in place all across the city. You got friends coming over, family coming over. We're all gearing up for one thing, and that is 4:30 tomorrow to watch the Cleveland Browns begin the 2023 NFL playoffs as a favored team against the Houston Texans. Yeah, of course, going into this game, it wouldn't be a Browns season without a mystery injury popping up. We'll talk about Denzel Ward. We'll get ready for this game. We got you locked and loaded, ready to go. Cavs with a nice win yesterday. That's how you start things off. We're starting things off right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. A playoff football Friday edition of the show, and we got you locked and loaded for the next 2 hours. We're all Browns. I don't say all Browns. We got other things we got to get to this morning as well. Heavy Browns. We'll get Sonny Gupta coming up for all of our picks this weekend with Tipico. Folks, we're going to do it in the very first segment. We are going to do our Browns Tipico boost. You want to enter the boost with us? Tweet us some leg of it. We're going to do a 3-leg, or maybe do 4. If we get a spicy one, if we get something from the fans that we like, here's how the parlay goes with Tipico. I have a selection. Ryan's got one. You tweet us what you want. You can get a part of this. You tweet us what you like. Amari Cooper yards. You like Joe Flacco yards. What I really want this. Give me an anytime touchdown score for the Browns. I don't want to do anything for the Texans. Screw the Texans. Although, you know what my leg is going to be, Ryan. You know what it's going to be.
I damn well do.
C.J. Stroud interception. I know he does not turn the football over. I know that. But I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to start with a C.J. Stroud interception. So give us an anytime touchdown score, point, whatever you want. Whatever leg you want to throw into the parlay. Yeah, let's go. Yes. Go Browns, baby. We got workers here at Burke. They got their Browns gear on. Hell yeah, man. Let's go.
That was electric.
Hell yeah.
One more sleep, baby. One more sleep.
Let's go. I got my gear on today. Ryan's just going to be drinking garage beer. That's the shirt he's got on. That's all right. We're ready to go. Here we go. And I'm so fired up. So get those legs in. If you want to get something in for the parlay, tweet it at us. Ryan, see where we get at Matt Fontana Show, at Ryan Tyler 33. You want to tweet it at me at Matt Fontana 83. We'll get it. Let's go. And I got to tell you this. This is the stuff that reminds me about how special Cleveland is. Seriously. Like, to see, again, somebody just walking through Browns gear on. I stopped this morning. I'm starting a little tradition with my son. We stop at a donut store on Fridays. There's one on his way to school. I get my coffee. Shout out to Donut Pantry right there on Madison. Delicious coffee. Amazing donuts, but the coffee is, hang on. It's to die for. Dude, standing in line, you know what I saw? Browns gear. Browns gear. I got, there was kids in there. Again, I think that's a common thing for parents to stop with their kids to get donuts on Friday. Browns gear out the wazoo. Hopkins was packed this morning. That's the stuff that reminds us how important this is. And for Browns fans, we've gone through a lot, but it kind of gets all paid back. It's almost like years worth of it. It comes back in short spurts. It comes back days like today, and I don't want people to miss that. I don't want people to forget what it feels like tomorrow. I wish this game was at home. I understand that. We'll get there one day, trust me. But I don't want to forget how important this is. And I look at other teams that are lowly getting into the playoffs, and woe is us for the Chiefs, and woe is us for the Eagles and the Dolphins. No, that's not how we roll in this town. That's not it. And I tell you, even if we got to that level and got to a point where we're multi-playoffs and we're going every year, I don't think that kind of stuff is going to change. I don't think that this town will ever change on how we approach our team, how we feel about the Cleveland Browns, and to capture that energy It comes back to family. It really does. I'm excited that tomorrow I get to sit down with my son and watch a playoff game. Is he going to remember that? No. My brothers are coming over. It means the world to my dad. Like, it's the family element that really brings it all together for Browns fans. And I know there are a lot of people heading down to Houston. There are people that are going to be there at the stadium enjoying it, but there's something special about it. And that's where you don't need me to tell you, we don't take this stuff for granted, man. And it feels so like, dude, yes, man, this is so great. It's Friday. We're gearing up for this game. You're favored. We talked a little this week about the fact that a lot of people are picking you to win this football game. And you got to deal with that pressure. You've got to deal with the pressure of the playoffs alone. You're facing a good football team. But you yourself are a good football team. And one of the things, that we'll get to our Friday report card. We'll dive into a lot of things with the Cleveland Browns. You know how I do, right? I got something not a lot of people are talking about. I got a stat. I got something that I'm looking at, that I'm staring down the barrel, something that Houston does very well, something that we don't do all that well. These elements seem to come up in games and certainly in the playoffs. We'll get to that with the Friday report card coming up at 9:30. But I see this game, it's going to be a scrap. It's going to be a fight. And I'd love the Browns to blow it out. That'd be fantastic. Wishful thinking. I don't see the Browns getting blown up. It's just going to be so much fun to sit down to watch a playoff game, knowing that I've got the players to go win this game. I've got the coach to go win this game, and you play it out. What more could you ask for outside of it being at home? That's it. What more could you ask for a game like this for tomorrow? We're going to post our Twitter question this morning. I just want to gauge the vibe of people this morning. How are you feeling for this game? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you confident? Ryan, I'll let you leave it out there. Are you like, you feel like Will Ferrell in Old School? I blacked out. I don't even know how to feel. Like, you're just numb at this point, getting ready for this game. Dude, I am so jacked up for this game. I am so excited to watch the Browns be able to play in a playoff game tomorrow. Enjoy it, because we don't get it all that often. Now, in true fashion of the 2023 NFL season, you had an injury pop up yesterday. That's Denzel Ward. Sounded like he tweaked his knee in practice. The confidence is that he's going to be good to go. I think I saw this from Ian Rappaport yesterday, that he should be okay to play in this game. They're obviously going to get on the plane today. They'll travel down to Houston. You want to know my first thought on that? It's Denzel Ward. And I want that very clear when I say that it's Denzel Ward. But for some reason, I'd be more nervous if it was MJ Emerson. I'm going to the body types on this. I'm looking at the big-bodied MJ Emerson having to go up against Nico Collins. My thing all week has been, you stop Nico Collins. You do what you need to do. We talked to Greg Williams yesterday about this. You roll coverage that way. You put a safety over the top. And I would imagine, yes, having Denzel Ward is going to help that a lot. But MJ's size is what I look at with Nico Collins to say, let's match up on that. Now, the big thing with MJ, as we know, he's victim to a penalty from time to time. There's no world I don't want Denzel Ward in this game. But that was my first thought. I was like, all right, at least it's still MJ. And I look at Jim Schwartz of the defense. We're not getting Delpit, as we probably knew. Okay. And I'm going from the standpoint I think Denzel is going to play. You don't ever want to battle with injury. You don't ever want to have to deal with that kind of crap. But you still have MJ Emerson. If you can get Denzel out there, that's going to be good. But Ryan, it's not MJ. That's my biggest thing when I heard that. I'm like, okay, if Denzel could play, great, but I'm really going to need somebody to lock down on Nico Collins. I think that's got to be a priority number one for tomorrow. You got to stop Nico Collins.
Matt, I think you're Nico Collins' number one supporter.
I meant it as
in terms of like hype man, it's how good he is. Yeah,
that's the thing. He's solid.
Yeah,
okay?
No, he is.
He's not. Nobody in any world would ever think that he is a top 25 receiver in most metrics. PFF, though, he is the number 5 receiver in the NFL, according to PFF. And yes, I go back to the game that we had against him a couple of weeks ago, and you probably live in that similar world of he goes off for a bunch of yardage, but you still win that football game. It's more about, and we'll do this, of course, when we do our Friday report card, when I look at the rest of that offense, I'm afraid of CJ, not afraid, but I'm cognizant of CJ Stroud. Well, what's a way to eliminate CJ Stroud? Take away his best receiver. If you take away Nico Collins and you let Dalton Schultz or Noah Brown or any of the other guys try to beat you, I'll live with that. I'll let Robert Woods at 2 years old or however old he is, let those guys beat you. And if they do, tip your cap. All right, that's how it went. I'm not, I guess I am. I'm going to boil this down to Stroud and Collins. Because I think offensively for the Texans, that's all they got. That's it. And defensively, the big news there is Jonathan Greenard and Will Anderson are both going to play in this game. You know, there's a lot of questionables on that injury report for the Houston Texans. The only ones that were out were a couple other players, Jerry Hughes is one of their rotational defensive guys. He's not going to play in this game. They have a lot more questionables than us, but I assume that they're going to find a way to play in this game. So we'll get to the defense. We'll talk about what the defense needs to do for the Houston Texans. When I'm thinking about our defense against their offense, Ryan, I really only look at C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins and say, we stop them, we're going to have a really good look at winning this football game. We're going to.
Yeah, we'll get into it, obviously, when we get to our playoff Friday report card. But you go down the board pretty much every position, and you can make the argument C.J. Stroud is better than Joe Flacco. I'll listen to that all day. But beyond that, you look at every position room, the Browns have the nod there. Yes, there's the Nico Collins, there's the Will Andersons, there's the Derek Stingley's, but as a collective group, the Browns do have, I think, the nod in pretty much every position group heading into this game, and it's really our game to win.
It is. Do you want to get to it? Let's do it. Our Tipico boost. Here's how it's going to work. You sign up with our friends at Tipico. For all you new participants, sign up with the code Fontana100. When you download the Tipico app, you deposit and bet $25. With code Fontana100, you'll get $100 in bonus bets that you can use on whatever you want on Tipico, including the boost we're going to create right now. Here we go. Ryan, number one, I got to do this. C.J. Stroud, 1 interception in this game. I'm putting it on the Maloik. I'm putting it out there in the ethos. I'm going to roll C.J. Stroud, 1 interception or more in this game tomorrow. Ryan, your leg to the parlay, please.
Yeah, I'm going to stick to what I know and what I've seen before, and that's Amari Cooper dominating. You know, last time they played the Texans had the record-breaking day. His line set at Tipico 75.5. I'm slamming that over, Matt.
Slamming the over. We need a third. Did we get any entries? Let me quick. I got anything in the Twitter.
Go retweet the poll and go retweet the tweet I put out from the show account asking people for the third leg.
All right, hang on. Let's get this here. Scroll down. All right, we're gonna get the poll back out at Matt Fontana. All right, here we go. I'm retweeting it right now. It's out there. We need some. Give us some. So you want to leave it open for a minute?
Yeah. So just with the over 75.5 and the C.J. Stroud
we're
1 interception,
plus 270. All right. I would like an anytime touchdown score. Let's look at this list. Devin Singletary's plus 100, Jerome Ford plus 115, Nico Collins 125, Cooper 150, Njoku 170.
The Njoku and Kareem Hunt both 170.
Dude, I've cashed a couple of times this year on Kareem Hunt plus plus whatever to score a touchdown. Schultz, Moore, Noah Brown, Mechie. Browns defense?
That would be spicy.
That'd be spicy. What if Joe Flacco ran one in? Plus 1,100 if he sneaked it in. Did you believe that?
Get to the 1 yard line? But would they even ever risk a Joe Flacco?
I wouldn't do that in a parlay because you got plus 1,100 on Flacco sneaking it in. Just take that on its own for what it's worth. But I really want to add an anytime score on this.
I do too.
Right,
I think that'd be the cherry
Make your pick. I'm thinking of one right now. Pick it.
I would pick Kareem Hunt.
I was going to go David Njoku, but
I was thinking Njoku or Kareem Hunt, but
one of those two.
How about if we'll wait till 9:30 if we don't get a leg?
All right, wait till 9:30. Tweet it at us if you want to get a leg of the parlay. Specifically, I would really like to have somebody with an anytime touchdown. Tweet it at us, and we'll get our boost up with Tipico. Here's the nice thing, folks. This is why I love Tipico. They'll take this regular parlay and they'll add some juice to it for you. They'll add it a little bit. That's the point of the boost. You get some better value on it. We just missed the Cavs last night. Max Strus went out with a knee
what was
injury.
that?
Don't know. I knew Donovan was going to go off in that game. And the under wasn't even close for a good chunk. Game got a little hairy there at the end there, by the way. But yeah, Strus had to leave with a knee injury. Only played 7 minutes, and we were sunk there on a parlay. But nonetheless, we're back for the Browns, getting up on that. All right, I want to hear from Myles Garrett. So he spoke yesterday, as he normally does on a Friday. And it was a great question because this week the Browns, they had the players meeting where they had guys stand up that had been to the playoffs, had been to the Super Bowl, and they spoke. And Myles said that was important. He thought it was really important for a lot of the young players to hear that. Now, the question of Miles was, what is the biggest difference in this playoff game versus the last time you guys went in 2020? And he spoke about the fans.
Less fans, there were less people, and I mean, guys couldn't really get a good feel for what it meant to be in the playoffs. That kind of that atmosphere, that excitement, not only in the locker room but in the city. Going into the game, the air is a little different. It's the same game. Nothing's changed, but you feel that little electricity in the air before the kickoff.
How hard that game must have been in Pittsburgh, just even at that point of having fans that are against you. These guys, for the majority of their high school, college, certainly college, and professional careers, they've played in front of a lot of fans. They've played in front of packed stadiums. And we know the electricity that Cleveland Browns Stadium brings, but there's an electricity to be on the road and you have the other fans. So to hear that, and really, it kind of made me think a little bit that this is the first true playoff experience for everybody on the Browns. Not everybody. Juan Thornhill and Rodney McLeod, I know he's not going to play in this game, but Joe Flacco, those guys have been there. But for Myles Garrett, for Joel Bitonio, for Denzel Ward, David Njoku, guys that were on the Browns for that run in 2020, this is even different for them. This is even the true playoff experience of feeling that energy and the excitement in the stadium. Something they've not had to deal with before.
Matt, tell me if you agree with what I'm about to say. Obviously, we don't know for sure because we're not in the locker room, but doesn't it seem like almost even though all these injuries and what we've gone through this season, that collective group in that Browns locker room with Joe Flacco at the helm almost seems more confident to go to the Super Bowl than they did in 2020 with Baker?
I would agree. I mean, at this point, you would probably adopt what else could happen to us. Yeah. Literally, what else could happen to us at this point that we haven't already had to overcome? That creates a dangerous mindset for the opponents. When you go out there and go, whatever you are going to do to me, whatever you're going to try to do to us, A, everybody's been trying all year, and B, look at all the other things we've had to overcome. And it's kind of it's a fighter mentality. Whether you're an MMA fan or whether you're a boxing fan, you would hear people that say, I went through hell in practice. What is this person going to do to me that I already haven't had done to me, right? That is a little bit of how the Browns, at least I view the Browns. Everything that they've had to overcome, they're going to look at the Houston Texans and say, what are you going to give us that we haven't already had to overcome? What are you going to throw at us that we haven't had to deal with from opponents? And I'll say it, we've faced better opponents than the Houston Texans and beat them. We beat the Houston Texans. Different team, not Case Keenum, just CJ Stroud, I get all that. But you look at it and you say, we've had to overcome this. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. Now, the other thing the Browns have done is keeping that 1-0 mentality. Here's Myles Garrett speaking on, dude, I guess they've had it on the TV screens in